Welcome to our exhibit, Artwork Here, Art Stay Here number 2. This is activities from Humphreys Street Studio, and we are having on this campaign to preserve our studio and continue being working here in the city of Boston. My name is Nora Valdez, and I am a sculptor. I do public art, and I am one of the tenants from Humphreys Street Studio. And we are working, exhibiting this, doing this exhibition, and also to working in our campaign to preserve our studio.
Thank you, Nora. Hi, I'm Cristina Todesco. I'm a set designer in theater and film, and I'm also on the steering committee of Humphreys Street Studios. This exhibit tells the story of our work that we've done to fight being displaced from our studio space in Humphrey Street, Dorchester. We've been on a path for over 2 years now on trying to keep our space as artist working space. This exhibit now on view at Boston City Hall features some different elements from the first version. First we have the faces and places. Our artists are originally from Argentina, Haiti, Russia, Cape Verde, Portugal, France, and Venezuela, and from all over the country and all over Boston. Next, we have a map outlining either recently displaced or currently at-risk artist communities in the Boston area. Then we have the individual work of Humphrey Street Studio artists. As we have mentioned, this is a really diverse group of art makers. Here we have Yotron the Dawn, who's a graphic artist and does all kinds of really interesting, colorful graphic pop work. Tara Reed Smith, who's a painter, and she also works in creative studios. And Franklin Marvel, who's a graphic artist, does a lot of these really brilliant, bold heart images. Myra Cantor, whose watercolors are really visually interesting, colorful. Kat Gardner, she actually created this piece from rubbing bits of the building onto fabric. Nora Valdez, who is a sculptor primarily, but does a lot of 2D work as well. And these are the Casita series. She has more of these, but she decided to feature 2. Phoebe Warner, who works for Artists for Humanity. She has this beautiful painting. It's kind of like ethereal. This is one of my pieces. It's actually a model of a model piece from a production I did at Gloucester Stage. A large sculptural piece. So this is a small version of a very large 40-foot wide wall.
Hi, my name is Josh Rosewood. I'm an architect, and I have a space in the Humphreys Street Studio as well. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the exhibit here. One thing that just gives me pride immediately is my father was actually the project architect for the construction of this building. So seeing it as a place of community celebration and engagement just makes me really happy. Part of what we're doing in this exhibit is trying to engage the wider community, to try and actually make a coalition that looks at possible development without displacement within the city, particularly for the arts community. So the arts community, as we've tried to show in all these buildings, is in danger, and artist space, particularly affordable artist space, is disappearing. So part of the idea of this exhibit is to show that what we were able to do, hopefully to save our space, but also to be an example of other spaces and to create a larger community where people can connect with us, learn our story, and we can learn about what other spaces that are threatened. One thing we're doing that's a little different here is we're calling it Art Works Here, Art Stays Here, but also to claim your space. And we have a link on our website as well as a QR code. You can scan the QR code and tell your story of your space that's endangered or of something that's happened in the past, the history of other spaces. There's so many spaces around the city that have disappeared that we need to know what they are and have a record of that, but also to be able to preserve the ones that are here and hopefully create even more. So the idea of the coalition is that we create a wider community of creative people that are able to work for that preservation and new spaces within the city. And this show is here until April 8th. City Hall's open to the public. The idea is this is a public space and it should be used by the public here. If you want to learn more about what we've done in our story, you can go to
Humphreys
Street
Studio.com.
.com.